World of Warcraft Chronicle, Volume 2, Chapter 1, Primordial Draenor, Echoes of Conflict. The universe was not crafted by loving hands. It was born from the clash of light and void. The constant strife between these two primordial forces ignited a cataclysmic explosion of energy. From the fires of destruction, reality itself was forged and set into motion. Echoes of the struggling between light and void suffused this new realm of existence. Opposing energies surged through the physical cosmos, which was called the Great Dark Beyond. Every star, world, and mote of magic reflected the universe's destructive origins. Nowhere was this more apparent than in the twisting nether. This astral dimension was bound to the Great Dark Beyond, but it was a fundamentally different realm. Volatile magics ran rampant throughout the nether and kept it in the state of turmoil. When mortal life arose in the universe, it inherited this tradition of conflict. The clash of opposing forces, wills, and ideologies became the one consistent in the cosmos. Some creatures who lived in the Great Dark Beyond stood as champions of order, hope, and life. The godlike titans embodied these traits. Their spirits, known as world souls, took shape in the molten hearts of a handful of different worlds. After many long ages of slumber, the colossal titans awoke in grand fashion, in the form of living, breathing worlds. The titans wandered the Great Dark Beyond to find and awaken sleeping world souls. In the process, they used their considerable powers to shape and order the worlds they encountered. Other forces stood in opposition to the titans, including sinister beings known as the Void Lords. The Void Lords saw great potential in the Titans to serve as weapons of darkness. If one of them fell to the Void Lord's corruption, that Titan would be used to bring about the end of the universe, the end of everything. Time and time again, the Void Lord's subtle attempts to corrupt the Titans failed. Influencing full-grown Titans was impossible. But what about before they had awakened? Such was the tactic the Void Lords pursued. They bent all their malice and dark intent toward corrupting a slumbering world soul. They knew it was only a matter of time before they succeeded. The noble Titans had no knowledge of the Void Lords' plans. In their quest to find sleeping world souls, they had come into conflict with other dark creatures. These beings rallied under the banners of destruction, turmoil, and death. They came in many different forms, and they spoke many different tongues. Yet, the Titans knew them by one name: demons. Demons had originated from the broken wastes of the twisting nether. Many of them reveled in the powers of fell magic, which was fueled by the destruction of life. The demons tore their way into the physical universe and wrought havoc on the Titans' ordered worlds. Two Titans went to war with the troublesome demons. Their names were Sargeras and Argramar, and they were the greatest warriors the universe would ever know. As they hunted demons across the stars, they witnessed worlds dying and entire civilizations burning to ash. Seeing these unspeakable horrors only fueled Sargeras and Argramar's beliefs that what they were doing was right. Yet, Sargeras' conviction had its limits. In the end, it wasn't demons that broke his will. It was something far worse. The fall of Sargeras. While hunting demons by himself, Sargeras discovered the Void Lord's plans to corrupt the slumbering world soul. Doubt flooded his spirit. Had the Void Lords already succeeded? Even if they had not, Sargeras knew that stopping them was impossible. The Titans could not keep watch over the entire universe all at once. As Sargeras pondered how to stop the Void Lords, he came into a troubling conclusion. Existence itself was flawed. The only way to spare the universe from the Void Lords was by burning away all creation. It was drastic, yes, but necessary. Though it pains Sargeras to imagine it, even a dead universe was preferable to one controlled by the powers of the Void. His only solace was the knowledge that since life had arisen in the cosmos once before, he could do so again. Sargeras brought his findings to Agramar and the rest of the Titan pantheon, and he proposed his drastic solution. He was not received well. The other Titans admonished Sargeras for considering such a plan. Even Agramar, his closest friend, stood against him, believing it was the Pantheon's duty to safeguard life and maintain order in the universe. In that moment, Sargeras lost all faith in the Pantheon. The other Titans lacked the willpower to do what needed to be done, and he would waste no more time weathering their criticism. The Titan champion abandoned his allies and disappeared into the Great Dark. The Pantheon was saddened by Sargeras' departure, but that did not stop its members from their great search. They continued exploring the distant reaches of creation, seeking out slumbering Titan spirits. Meanwhile, Agramar took on the burden of fighting demons alone. It was harrowing work, and he longed for the days of fighting shoulder to shoulder with Sargeras. Agramar's hope was that, one day, his old friend would come to his senses and return to the fold. Such a reunion would never come to pass. Sargeras has made his decision. He would cleanse the universe in fire to thwart the Void Lord's plans. And he would not stop this quest, this burning crusade, until every star had gone dark and he stood over the universe of embers. Despite Sargeras' vast power, he could not prosecute his burning crusade alone. He needed loyal servants, ones that could embrace the role of agents of destruction. He needed the very things he had once sworn to destroy. He needed demons. Sargeras rallied the wicked creatures to his side, and he indulged in the terrible might of fell magic. The destructive energy enveloped his soul and scarred his noble form forever. But it also granted Sargeras power beyond anything he had ever known. The corrupted Titan gave some of his newfound power to his demonic acolytes, uniting them as one in the emerald fires of fell magic. He named his growing army the Burning Legion, and he unleashed it upon the unsuspecting universe. In time, the Legion's ranks would swell with new types of demons. World after world would fall to their relentless onslaught. Some mortal civilizations would willingly join the Legion to escape oblivion. Others would be forcefully corrupted. And still others would be erased from existence forever. Draenor and the Evergrowth. Before the Burning Legion launched its crusade, a small world took shape in a distant corner of the Great Dark. This world would be known by many names in the coming ages. The mighty ogres would call it Dogar, meaning the known earth in their brutish tongue. An intelligent avian race known as the Arakoa would later name it Rashkar, the Sunstone. In modern times, the most common name for this world would be Draenor. Draenor did not contain a slumbering world soul, but it was remarkable in other ways. Nearly all worlds in existence were home to elemental spirits of fire, air, earth, and water. Sometimes, these primordial beings were highly destructive. They took on physical forms and waged war against each other, keeping their respective worlds in a state of constant upheaval. Such was not the case on Draenor. An abundance of the fifth element, the spirit of life, had saturated the world. This force had a natural calming effect on the elemental spirits. It tempered their violent nature and it even prevented them from taking on physical forms. The fifth element had another, far more extraordinary effect on Draenor. It accelerated the growth of flora and fauna. It made the world into a cradle of vibrant, untamed life. Creatures of every shape and size roamed the young world, vying for dominance. The strong preyed on the weak, the cunning preyed on the strong. Savagery became critical to survival. Draenor's greatest predators did not hunt with fang and claw. They hunted with root and thorn. Carnivorous, invasive strain of plant had sprouted on Draenor. These life forms were known as spore mounds. Their tendril-like vines slithered over the earth and strangled every primitive beast that they could reach. As they grew, the spore mounds consumed more and more and more. Their hunger and need to expand knew no end. They blossomed into living mountains of tangled brambles and noxious pods. Wherever the spore mound's tendrils crept over the earth, lush forests and swampy mires took root. Before long, a labyrinth of deep wilds stretched to the far corners of the world. Not even Draenor's elemental energies were safe from the spore mounds. Their roots wormed deep underground in search of water. As they did, the invading plant life tapped into the fifth element that suffused Draenor's stones and soil. Consuming this primordial energy ignited a crude, communal sentience within the spore mounds and the surrounding wilds. This newfound intelligence allowed Draenor's plants to act as a single massive organism. The spore mounds and all other vegetation became known collectively as the Evergrowth. If any major threat arose, the Evergrowth could react in unison. Yet, such threats were non-existent. The Evergrowth dominated everything in sight, and nothing could hold it at bay.